thinking that it was my responsibility to make everyone else happy and to make everyone else be okay. We want to just endlessly serve. We wish we could. The thing is, God gave us limits. He gave us capacity that we have to take into account on a daily basis. I don't know why, but I have been feeling so guilty all the time. Like this whole weekend. It's now Monday morning. And I still feel so guilty about so many things, even though I didn't do anything wrong. In fact, the opposite. I have been really absorbed for some reason into like what everyone else is wanting and needing, wanting from me, needing from me, and I'm just letting everyone down constantly. And I feel really bad about it. It's this really depressing sort of guilt because I feel like, holy cow, there's nothing more I could do about it. It's not like, oh, I messed up and so I feel bad. It's like I just am not enough. Like, that's how it feels. I was finally in tears, had a few tears. My daughter was like needing things from me, but it was quiet time, and I've got pretty strict rules around quiet time. Every afternoon, whether my kids are home or not, we have some quiet time where everyone's just expected to be quiet in their own spaces. And she was disturbing my peace, which is against the rules. And I answered a few questions for her, and then finally just kind of snapped a little bit, like I needed her to figure it out, and she just wasn't trying to figure it out. Oh, but I felt bad about that. That was actually some clean guilt, I would say. I talk about in my world. I talk about clean guilt and dirty guilt. Clean guilt comes from God. It kind of nudges us to repent and to repair. So apologizing, trying to make things right because we actually made a mistake. Like me snapping at her definitely was not what Christ would do. Like, I felt bad about that, and that is clean guilt. But that's probably the one and only time all weekend that was clean guilt. The rest, I think, is just dirty guilt, which is all just because of the stories I'm telling myself and all the drama. I really let my mom down, breaking some news to her about the holidays, things we wouldn't participate in because it's just we have too many conflicts. And still, I felt guilty about that. I felt bad about that. Even though I had made the judgment call that it was what was best for me and my kids, I still felt really guilty because I still have some people pleasing in me. Even though I've learned that people pleasing really is just lying to yourself and to other people. And I don't want to do that. But it doesn't make it any easier. On Saturday, my husband was doing a project, borrowing a truck so that we would be able to go pick up a bunch of dirt for a project in our yard. And he asked if we all wanted to come. And it was so funny and frustrating. I didn't want to go. I didn't want to load the kids up and go. They were just having fun playing. It was just Saturday morning, enjoying no school. And yet, for some reason, I really felt like I would be letting him down if I said no. And so, guess what I said? I said yes. Oh, and the whole time, I'm just kind of kicking myself over that, honestly. Just not thrilled that I said yes. I knew I wasn't frustrated at him, because it's easy to kind of think that I'm frustrated at him. Good morning. But really, I was frustrated at myself. Just like, I should know better. Like, if I don't want to go, I shouldn't go. Like, there are times in our lives where we need to, or we choose to, definitely. Let me start over. There are times in our life that we choose to do something we really don't want to do for another person out of love. And it truly is, I just love you so much, I want to do this for you. And there's zero resentment. There's zero negative feelings. And that's how you know, like, okay, yeah, this was a choice for this other person, but also for me. Like, it's a genuine choice that I'm making. But there are so many other times, for me anyway, as a mom, where I'm saying yes to something and then absolutely resenting that choice, resenting that other person. And I've learned the hard way, that is just the path to burnout. It's the path to really feeling, just so much resentment. That's really what it is. And it really damages relationships. We think we're being selfless and doing things for other people. We think maybe we're getting closer to that person because we're doing exactly what they want us to do and need us to do. And really, it's hurting the relationship because I don't see them in this loving way. I just see them as like, oh, they're draining all my energy. And I'm giving and not getting anything back, you know? But every once in a while, clearly, I get caught up in all of that because there are so many needs as moms, as wives, daughters, sisters. We have all these roles. And as women, we care so deeply for all the people around us. And it's wonderful to be that way. And it can come at a huge cost to us if we are just essentially lying to everyone around us by doing things we don't want to do or that aren't aligned with us, all for the sake of other people. And the sweet spot really comes in with what I call want matches. A want match is you saying, like, I would love for you to do this thing for me, spouse. Let's say we're talking to our husband. And if he wants to do it, amazing. That's a want match. And if he doesn't want to, then I get to figure out how to kind of meet that need myself. And it's a pretty dramatic difference from how most of us approach things, especially with our spouse, which is like, I need you to do this so that I can be happy. I call that the manual. Like, it's just, it gets sticky, it gets messy. It kind of can feel like bondage. Like, oh my gosh, now we have to do all these things we don't want to do in order to have a happy marriage. But the beautiful thing comes in when there are these want matches, there's places that things align, and both people have the opportunity to serve each other, to make sacrifices for each other, because that is marriage, for sure. But it doesn't come at this huge cost to you and your happiness, you know? And I think all of my guilt, truly, it was like every little thing, for some reason, I was getting so swallowed up in thinking that it was my responsibility to make everyone else happy and to make everyone else be okay. Like, I want to be a peacemaker in my home. And I have realized I sometimes confuse that, like being a peacemaker, with, honestly, people-pleasing. And trying to keep everyone in a really good place when that's not my role at all. And that's way too big of a role. Anyone would be so exhausted trying to do that all the time. And it's just never going to be real. We're all going to be upset sometimes. We're going to have little conflicts, you know? And when I can get to know myself enough to know those limits, to know that capacity, sometimes I have a lot of capacity to give my people. I can sacrifice a lot more or do a lot more things that I'm not thrilled about doing because I genuinely care about that person. And it's not really affecting me in a negative way. But then there's other times, apparently this weekend, that I don't have that much to give. I need to create a lot more boundaries for myself just so that I can keep showing up for them and keep being pleasant. And that's where that guilt with my daughter came in. Like a time when I needed more capacity, I needed the ability to just take a breath, not let myself get frustrated, but I was over giving to everybody else, over serving, over pleasing, you could say, that I was just running on empty at that point. And then I did do something that was justifiably something that I felt guilty about. And it's so tricky to navigate. We want to just endlessly serve. We wish we could. The thing is, God gave us limits. He gave us capacity that we have to take into account on a daily basis. We're going to feel different every day. There's going to be different needs every day. And that's why motherhood is such hard work. Yes, there's a lot of tasks, but that's not even the half of it. It's all of the emotional and mental work that goes into those daily tasks, that goes into how we're running our home, how we're serving our family. It's a huge job. We're trying to factor everyone's needs, and that's the thing that was so overwhelming to me, I think, over the weekend. Because I was thinking about every single person and their needs and their wants and trying to figure out how to please everybody and how to make it so that everyone got what they wanted. And then I just completely forgot myself, because I can't worry more about everyone else all the time and keep myself on the back burner for too long, And we'll look around, we'll see what other moms are doing and think, oh my gosh, I should do it like that. I need to do what she's doing. I'm not doing enough. I refuse to add to that. I refuse to be another mom that you're sitting here watching and listening to and thinking, oh, she is so much better than I am. I need to start doing that and that. Don't mother like me, mother like you.